So Johnny's Cobra Kai returns from the ban list to dominate and win the All Valley Under 18 tournament. But at what cost? Leapt on the chance to watch Season 2 of Cobra Kai while it was free on YouTube. Check out what I might be missing out on. I know the first episode, only the first episode's free now. Or maybe it's the first 2, I forget. But I know for a fact, episode 1's free on YouTube. So we ended Season 1 on the episode titled Mercy. Season 2, Episode 1 is called Mercy Part 2. Continuing from the big reveal at the end of last season, John Cruz comes in to personally congratulate Johnny on reviving Cobra Kai, even praising Johnny for training Miguel. And them's fighting words. Just like I trained you. Yeah. Urgh. Former student actually getting the upper hand over his former sensei. Sees the reflection of the cracked mirror Kreese kicked him into that, oh, now I'm the one choking him out. Shit. Oh, no. Shows mercy immediately. Well, not immediately, but eventually. That's the word I should have said. Would have saved you whole seasons of heartache had you gone through with it, but you can't do it. You can't do it. I'm supposed to be the good guy now. Arm in a sling, Robbie helps Daniel to train and eventually rebuild Miyagi's dojo and car park. Eventually rehabbing the arm enough to get that moving again, get that working, that shoulder. Yeah, I forget what. It was like arm in a sling, but it was because of like the shoulder. So I probably had to like just rest it for a week or two or something like that. And through the montage, it was just Daniel still set on beating Cobra Kai again. Carmen drops by Johnny's place with some tres leches to celebrate. She's happy Johnny aided Miguel. I never imagined he'd go from having a hard time fitting in to being cheered by everyone who attended the All Valley. I saw some things I didn't like, though, too. Johnny assures Carmen he won't let Miguel stray. Gets a call on his phone. Kreese wants to talk. Sam, still hurting from the breakup with Miguel, blocks Miguel on her phone. Clean break, walk away. Well, at least for one of you. Victory party with the Cobra Kais. Dimitri and Moon are there, too. The former trying to take credit despite not actually being a Cobra Kai. Hawk's all cool. What the nerd shit, Dimitri? Gets a laugh out of Moon when he's on about that sort of thing, so yeah, everyone happy, but he's gone from binary brother to hanger-oner as far as Hawk's concerned. Miguel realized, I've been blocked. Hawk's all, so counterattack. You're the champ now, you can get any girl you want. Chris thinking he can too at this diner where he set up the meeting with Johnny. Mentions the term brumation, which is hibernation but for cold-blooded animals. Snakes don't really hibernate during the winter. They hide, but they stay awake, stay fighting. I've been off the books training Army guys and Navy SEALs for Desert Storm in Afghanistan. Because Real Life Karate Kid Part 2 was like late 80s movie timeline. 1 year later, the first film's events, 85. I think Desert Storm was like 88, 89. Kreese brumated and came back to a world where participation trophies happen. So we gotta show them that badassery. Johnny is like, I don't want your brand of badassery or Cobra Kai. Robbie's starting to go back on his. Wait till my dad finds out I'm a full-fledged member of Miyagi-Do. Daniel actually looks conflicted on that statement. Meanwhile, at Cobra Kai Dojo, Hawk's super leaning into some new recruits. You want to be Cobra Kai, huh? Think fast. Like, if Miguel is akin to the new Movie 1 Johnny Lawrence, Hawk really looking to be the Mike Barnes. Series current Johnny says, I ain't welcoming new students. Bring back your paychecks. Come back tomorrow. And then really lectures Miguel and Hawk on their actions at the All Valley. Hawk on the back attack, Miguel on targeting the injury. To be the baddest of Cobra Kai, you beat them at their baddest. Fighting dirty from now on, that's pussy shit. Miguel aside goes to Johnny after the fact, wondering, why are you taking it easy on Robbie? Johnny tells him, I'm still learning too. We gotta start over. A little more emphasis on badass rather than unmercifulness. Johnny speak, but basically that idea. I was never taught the distinction between the two, and I paid the price for that. And if I'm a little extra hard on you, it's because you got the potential to be greater than I ever was. There's a difference between no mercy and no honor. And again, it comes right back to that badass but temperate a little bit. Sword with a sheath. He meets the other side of obnoxious character looking to replace a window, Raymond. Johnny and Daniel have another awkward meeting with Robbie as well. Johnny's wants to be better and tries to explain, I did not tell Miguel to go at you like he did. Robbie says, I know I'm supposed to forgive you or whatever, but right now it's a little tough. Johnny retorts, so you thought you'd get back at me with training with that little prick? Robbie hitting Johnny with the LaRusso's better. When asked by Daniel what happened, Robbie lies saying, he cares more about his rivalry than me. He's just speaking out of hurt, but the layers! Just reinforcing what Daniel has said in his mind that I need to build Miyagi-Do to battle and contest Cobra Kai, or at least get the students thinking straight and not going up to be another Johnny Lawrence or another set of bullies who has not had time to talk to Sam about her breakup. That competing sentiment flares up, and Sam's all, I don't want to fight Cobra Kais. I don't want to have to pick sides and fight friends. Or at least they used to be. Circumstances will change that real quick. She's torn. Quick flashback of a little bit older, younger Johnny crying about his stepdad, and where Kree's standing there. It's like, oh, you got your green belt or blue belt or whatever. Yeah, climbing up the ranks a little bit. There's no crying in karate. Once those tears leave your body, you've already lost. I don't train losers. Is that understood? Yeah. Daniel meditates and realizes with the talk with Sam, okay, Cobra Kai isn't the enemy. They're just taught the wrong way about karate. We're going to show them there's a different way. Robbie says, I'm in. And so Sam. Maybe some good can come of this. Kree shows up, duffel bag in hand, to leave and apologizes. I'm like, the movie 3 callback. It's like, I'm sorry for how hard I pushed you. I was hoping for a second chance. I even fixed that second place trophy for you. Johnny seeing Kreese wanting to change, invites him. He's like, oh, hey, wait a minute. Kreese with a smirk. I'm like, no! This is supposed to be your redemption arc. But, Season 2, Episode 2, Back in Black. Custom fitted Cobra car, the black and gold. Whew. Driving Miguel to the dojo in style. Robbie wakes in his house to think he's being robbed. His mom, Shannon, apparently no-showed for days, and Robbie just no-mercied mom's new cat. They're off the Cabo, or Cabo adjacent, as the skeevy guy mentions. Yeah, all the more reason to Robbie to just run straight into LaRusso and Miyagi-Do. Get his mind off that, or at least try to. Doing that with Sam, who thought she was getting a call from Aisha, but it's Miguel trying to apologize, says, that's going to take time. At the dojo, Daniel has something new to teach, a wheel technique. Basically for when you're surrounded and gotta fight off the numbers game. You move and fight in total sync in a circle. I was thinking they're gonna be like back to back, like Batman Robin kind of thing. The one, I think, Blank Man reference. That's all I'm thinking in my head. Back to back, Karate Man. Oh no, what was his name? Was Karate? His name was Other Guy. I don't really have a name yet. I'm a poorly dressed dead man. Gotta love that movie. Cobra Kai, Johnny taking a phone call. Yeah, we train both boys and girls. Gender what? Are you pranking me, lady? As much of a backlash as that is for Johnny, creases some of the new recruits and damn near doubles over. Miguel doing fighting positions, working the dab. Johnny gets the snake do. What's a snake do? Students go, Sss. Quit! Show up at this place 5 a.m. or you're off the table. Class dismissed. You went from badasses, now you're being like, oh, now you're complacent, now you're cocky. I'm like, Daniel's gotta put his karate rivalry on hold. His auto team is getting poached by Tom Cole. Wife-husband combo ends up selling 10 cars in a day to balance that setback. Making a real good team there. Amanda tells Daniel, in so many words, don't try to be Mr. Miyagi when you teach at that dojo, boo, Mr. LaRusso. Like, go at it your own, do your own thing. Inspiration strikes Daniel as a kid, rolls a tire and then just lets it drop and watch it slowly like wobble on the floor sideways. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hell training montage here with Johnny. Oh my god. That's taking some liberties. You guys are going to climb in this cement mixer and rotate it with your... As Daniel has Robbie and Sam continue the wheel technique atop a circular wood pattern above a pond meant to just put the trees above it and just meant to balance the bonsai trees. Now it's going to bounce the two students to... You'll feel like the ebb and flow of like the water and the waves, so you like really, really get a feel for each other's movements and be in sync. Can't sense what your partner's doing on the ground. On the wheel, you're going to get a better understanding. But yeah, the cement truck, oh god. Win in one tournament means squat. True champions keep training, otherwise you get stuck. Like cement when the barrel part of the truck doesn't move to keep it from hardening. Climb in this thing and move the cement barrel with your hands and just... The cement in themselves. Ugh. Students naturally hesitant, like Miguel says, the fumes alone. And the first quiet from a character other than Johnny... Well... a different Johnny, John Cruz, revealing he was Sensei. It's a miracle you guys competed in All Valley at all, let alone won. This guy got you there, my best student. So you push that goddamn... No, so many words probably. Push that goddamn cement. Montage time. John at the end says, your parents would be proud of the progress you made. If we told them, which we're not gonna. Even Cruz at one point looking at Johnny with the when they're climbing in the wheelbarrow, he looks at him like, you know what you're doing? Real liberty taker. Cement's not exactly a no-tier shampoo. I looked this up. It sounds like you need to be hazmat certified just to use one. Just to drive the damn thing. I looked through TV tropes as I'm doing this, just to get like what do they have to say about it? It mentions that there's actually like blades running through the drum part, so there'd be no way for them to climb in that thing. So realistically, there's no way in hell that would happen. And I doubt water from a hose is even enough to clean that stuff off. My old man did some bricklaying back in the day, That shit gets on clothes, it don't come off in the wash. It's just caked on and forever. Like a lot of, just like all that gray stuff with like work gloves and stuff like that. I've seen it. Robbie, post-training on his end, reveals... I was mad at you earlier due to problems at home. It's nothing to do with you, personally. So, she's like, hey, Mom, Dad, something's going on with him. And so on and so forth, gets taken in by the LaRussos. Like, at his house, ain't nothing in the fridge, and the lights don't even work, so whatever little is in the fridge is not even gonna last. Which, again, forces Daniel to talk with Johnny, because Shannon is Cabo adjacent. Miguel dropping off food for Johnny in the meantime. Mom don't want you eating Slim Jims for breakfast anymore. It was like usually eat like Slim Jim in the Coors Banquet. I was like, ooh, I wouldn't even want to eat a Slim Jim darling. I had the nacho one before. I was like, oh god. But yeah, him dropping the food off gives him a chance to look at Johnny's fridge, and on the cover is like, Robbie Keane? He knows. But yeah, Johnny got asked by Cruz, let's go for some tall ones in celebration of the training that these kids did. And right as Daniel meets up with him, dead my ass. And Cruz can't help himself. Well, the gang's all back together, mostly. My condolences. Daniel with the, how them knocks, Cruz? You're lucky you ain't here. Daniel does not even bring up the name Bobby as he's concerned this is same old shit he's enduring. Like, even if you don't side with Daniel in this series, and Season 1 Daniel was an asshole for the strip mall, you gotta remember, this is fake death number 2 for Daniel. So, he's written him off again. Season 2, Episode 3, Fire and Ice. Johnny's somehow a bigger tech caveman than I am. Do I look like I know what a Wi-Fi is? I just want a picture of a goddamn cobra. Whoa. That Robbie Keane ain't right.
I'm with the LaRusso now, Dad.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Oh, that old Internet Explorer startup noise. I'm like, oh, God. How dated must that Dell be? I will say, I agree with Johnny on the whole touchpad for scrolling thing. My God, that is infuriating. Never got that, never will. I got me this cheap battery-powered mouse for my laptop. Probably cost like, I don't know, 10 to 20. Too many instances of making a page scroll down and it zooms in instead. I'm just like, God damn, just let me scroll. Got the mouse. Not a single accidental zoom in since, so problem solved. Johnny going through the internet, not just for the... It's like, oh, I got hot babes, but I can do more. Movies, karate clips. He's too caveman to have the ad blocker on YouTube, though, and lo and behold, that's how, he finds out about, there's this ad for Daniel's Miyagi-Do karate. Don't be a snake in the grass, be a champion. Oh. Free lessons, no less. So you've taken the Tom Cole approach yourself now with the subtle jab to the competition. I just vouched for you last episode on the Double Death Button. People who last season gorged on the LaRusso's the real bully mentality, hope you saved room. It's like Johnny's attempts to redeem springs forth Daniel's dickery, which, fueled by John Chris, warrants that a little bit, understandably. In Cobra Kai, Johnny's the main character, so it's like, he's at it again. Dimitri trying to garner his friend's Cobra Kai cred, chatting up some girls at the beach who see him wipe off sweat with a Cobra Kai towel, and they think, like, oh, you're in the dojo. And he's like, yeah. We showed up at All Valley and all that. Miguel shows up to let Hawk know about Sensei and Robbie. Amanda, none too pleased with her husband doing the ad without consulting her. Yeah, the lessons may be free, ad space isn't. Daniel lets her know, as bad as Johnny is, Kreese is, like, worse. Dude faked his own death twice. This guy's nuts. And the ad, we get the Twitter mob. Oh, I'm getting ratioed over the net. Comments of cultural appropriation. They're calling me Daniel the racist. Oh, they don't know he knew Miyagi and is very knowledgeable in Japanese culture. Back at Cobra Kai, Hawk did some digging on Robbie. Now they think Johnny is playing favorites because it's his kid. Kreese is, in the meantime, also seeing the ad. Johnny tells Johnny, this is an act of war and it demands response. So Johnny is like, all right, I'm going to make an ad. Free karate, you get what you pay for. Nothing's free. You want to kick the competition, get your ass to Cobra Kai. Kicks a bonsai pottery as he says this. Fuck that pansy meditation shit. You need good old American karate. Enough about self-defense. Time for self-offense. Yo, Aishi, did we get that? Make the Cobra logo at the end pop. Make it chrome. And put Thunderstruck under it. Aisha's all, we don't have the music rights to do that. It'd be too expensive. Johnny's like, no, it's okay. I got the cassette in the back. And do one of them Hashbrown thingies. Hashbrown Cobra Kai. I would sleep with this man. I don't care if that's a little gay. It's alright. Mr. Lawrence, you can swoop my leg anytime. We don't have the rights to that either, Johnny. Oh, you perfect man, you. Miguel and Hawk let in on them knowing about Robbie. Johnny tells them, none of your damn business, and it's got nothing to do with how I run my dojo. You two go clean mats for the rest of the week. So he's got the ad running, but he's getting trouble getting new people to join. They see the whole surface level, paint the fence, sand the floor, and bail before they even get started. Child labor laws, I'd imagine. Yeah, free lesson, but then not explaining the purpose of the chores. A fair assumption. Amanda says, maybe a little demo's in order. Good idea, but now you've just forced Daniel to bring it to the Valley Fest hosted by LaRusso Auto, a karate demonstration. Kreese getting the info, too, about LaRusso training Johnny's kid. Wanting to make sure he doesn't poach his Mexican next. Johnny retorts, he's from Ecuador. It can be taught! Johnny later in the night, not so much Sensei takes Miguel out to eat and explains further about how I wasn't even there for Robbie's conception, and I didn't really have anyone to turn to for advice on that. My mom passed, never knew my dad. Next thing I knew, I'm going to be a dad. Spooked the hell out of me. Tried to booze up the confidence to go over and never got even past the front door. I should have told you this a long time ago. It's the worst feeling in my life, feeling him then and now. And I'm not going to let that happen with you, Miguel. Who gets a text from Aisha about the LaRusso karate demo. Johnny's like, oh, is that right? Daniel even brings out the 6 ice ward setup from the second movie, ready for some chopping. Starting at night with some katas. Crowd's all, is there going to be fighting? Cobra Kai in full gear crashes the party. Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai. Crowd's all, whoa! And I think of that Riddler quote from Batman Forever. Your entrance was good, his was better. The difference, showmanship. Johnny with the stone bricks on fire demolishes them. Does the fire, potentially weaken the bricks? Is it a hidden science behind that? I just suddenly reminded of where they did it in the big finish in Sidekicks. Mr. Dumpling. Yeah, it's weird that it's happened to him. But showed up and showed out. Cobra Kai wins this one. Season 2, Episode 4, The Moment of Truth. I know there's the saying, those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Dimitri's seeing the demo back in the dojo of Cobra Kai, and it's all like, It's like, oh, sees Kreese, it's like, oh good, you're not Johnny. You're not that other guy. Yeah, after so many times of Hawk just saying, you getting the rub without being a member, when the hell are you going to sign up? Yeah, Kreese is there to meet him. Dimitri has no idea. You've now graduated from poking a cobra to going headfirst into the jaws of one. I saw the Valley demo, I'm going to give this another try. But I kind of want to flag football this karate. No, you don't flag football, John Kreese. Takes it further by talking about, personal space. I want to learn how to hit without getting hit, all the while disrespecting Kreese. Laying his hands on his snake tattoo and getting all know-it-all about it. Every comment of this clip on YouTube when I saw it the first time is oh, a bloody nose? You got off light. Mercy does not exist in this dojo, but it was given to Dimitri. Message sent. He ain't coming back to even look in that dojo's direction. Yeah, Kreese did say mercy is for the weak. I think sparing Dimitri because Kreese saw that weakness. He's, you don't hunt rabbits with a bazooka. As a war veteran, he probably knows that distinction. It's just alright. Robbie thinks going offense now to get some people to join Miyagi-Do. Sam thinks, yeah, bad idea. Her feelings are reinforced when she talks to Daniel-san. He's all pomp and circumstance gets him in the door, but my first outing doing car sales, I outsold this other person by just being straight up honest. Earning trust, making good on that trust. Didn't you and wifey rush out 10 cars a few eps back? Time for a drive to give people the eye-to-eye personal touch, while Kreese talks about his war stories. Hawk eats it up. Miguel's a little closer to Johnny than Kreese to do that so easily. Lawrence is getting shaken down again by Armand Zarkarian. He's like, oh, you have more students, you pay more rent. Kreese continues on saying, Rwanda's no joke. Miguel says, don't you mean Somalia? Mogadishu's in Somalia. Rwanda's a whole different country. Kreese plays it off oh, of course. All these wars, they kind of blend in after so much time. Man-child Raymond, who sold Johnny the new mirror in the dojo, wanting to learn, he shows up. Johnny's all, man, I thought my last crop of students were losers. But if you stick with me in my training, you'll be fighters. But first you gotta learn how to fight. Who finna throw down with the current champ, Miguel Diaz? Another new recruit shows up we haven't seen before till now. New bad girl in town, wanting to... Tori with a Y. Becoming Hurricane. Whew. Johnny even tells Raymond, no parents is a liability thing. But he's like, no, I'm here to learn. He's like, ugh, okay. He's like, just keep the money coming. Don't kind of hang out. Don't say anything. Try not to get in the way. But yeah, the comment of it's a liability thing. Remember the cement mixer. Unless the Kais are on about episode continuity, unlike the LaRussos. Like, they sold the, like, oh, we gotta look him in the eye and all that stuff, and sold them the cars. I don't know, it was only a montage, I can't really say. For certain. But Daniel's End at least is like, okay, yes, parents, we'll talk to him and see. Convince their kids to sign up. So Aisha finally gets her wish of another girl in the dojo with Tori. So they bond. Aisha invited to some party, but her relationship with Sam has taken a small decline since their rival karate factions at the auto show. So, like, they showed up and showed out. So Aisha's like, I don't want to go by myself. And so, new bestie, you're coming with. Also noticing her cool self-defense spiky bracelet, which I tried to find on online. Or I think I looked up self-defense bracelets. They're more like little chains or whatever, or like beads you like wrap around it real quick. Yeah, this thing's like this literal spiked bracelet. Like she must have had this custom fitted or something. Workshopped it herself maybe in like shop class or something. You know, some guy grabbed me at the mall. I gave him a facial with this. Give him one of these. Hawk waiting for Miguel to leave class gets a whining Dimitri call about what happened. You put your mitts all over his snake tattoo after you went on about people respecting your personal space. You didn't fucking mention that at all. Hawk is all just, yeah, it's a fucking karate class. Nut up. You went there, man. Completely writes off Dimitri, you know. Couldn't handle Kreese's training. Okay, Dimitri hate train leaving the station. Devil's advocate, we don't see what happened with Kreese beyond Dimitri grabbing on the arm. A normal response, an un-Chris response would have been, can you respect my personal space and fuck off with your touch football and fuck off in general? You know, something of that nature. My guess, Kreese slugs first and asks questions never. We have a whole movie 1 and 3. Hell, even part of movie 2 to his actions to the whole fucking trilogy to warrant such a guess. Miguel trying to warn Johnny about Kreese. Johnny says, I'm on top of it. Kreese deserves a second chance. Probably didn't even tell Johnny about that because he's written off that dojo completely. Sam spots Aisha at the party. Robbie tells her, try talking it out. Yeah, things are still tense. Battle lines drawn. Sam's all, what are you mad at me? Your dojo stomped all over my dad. Aisha says, in retaliation to your snake in the grass ad. Yeah. Sam's all, we don't want to do this. Let's be cool. Robbie, even early on showed up at this place saying, yeah, this place is familiar. My dad. His past is catching up with him a little bit. Some waiter is like, yeah, what did I tell you about coming back here? I told you if you came back here again, I'd call the cops. Amanda shows up and mentions, he's our guest, and the issue's dropped. He's like, my mistake, okay. Robbie, to his credit, comes a bit clean about doing shady stuff with Trey and Cruz back at this place earlier on. Amanda's all, was anyone hurt? No, but I should go. Amanda's all, it's okay. We all make mistakes. It's what we do after that counts. Johnny overhears Crispy and Kreese all threatening over the phone about the hotel he's staying in. Maybe Miguel might be right. Daniel trying to drum up dojo business with some dads. Aisha's mom shows up. Oh, y'all talking about karate. Cobra Kai and Sensei Lawrence are the best thing to happen for my Aisha. Gave her confidence, toughened her up. Oh, hey, that showcase at the Valley. That karate, the demo. last episode at the dealership. I got it on my phone. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. Good girl Sam spots bad girl Tori and sees her swipe a vodka bottle. Aisha decides, I'm going to be bad with my cool new friend and get my drink. Daniel, defeated, walks the beach, sees a fisherman. He's like, huh? It's like, oh, you remind me of somebody I know. It's like, offers just about the kind of sage advice Miyagi would. The fish aren't biting today, but you give them something worth biting. With patience, you'll get something. Daniel's like, yeah, you're more my friend than I thought you were. Thank you. Back at the party, Amanda tells Robbie and Sam, do you see my wallet? Sam assumes Tori must have swiped it like the vodka. Even earlier, snarking, I could have taken half the silverware here before anybody noticed. Argument ensues. Tori says she didn't do it. Now Sam goes all aggro and gets shoved into a tray of desserts for her trouble. Her and Aisha take off. Some cool new friends you got, Robbie elsewhere, after telling Amanda, maybe the lifeguard found it and put in the lost and found. I'll go ask. He finds it under the beach boardwalk, a spot where his old thievery buddies are train crews. He's like, okay. It's like, all right, I'm going to set my phone to record, whoop these guys, and then we'll probably drum up the business. Monkey see, monkey do. Former stash crews and Trey. He's like, you're going to give those them wallets back. And bam, right from behind, they found a replacement third man for Robbie, clocked him right in the back of the head with an oar. Johnny, meanwhile, tailing Chris, kind of concerned. Again, Miguel's suspicions have merit. Finds him at a real shelter kind of place. Chris thinking, somebody stole from him and he's about to shake somebody up. Landlady is like, hey, you want to go back to living on the streets? And Chris backs down. Sorry, my mistake. Like, damn, life brought him lower than I thought. Daniel rescues Robbie from the 3-on-1, one with about to knife him up. We get more story from Chris. Now he says, I tried to enlist. Sykes took to me and wouldn't let me. One of my old war buddies offered me something, turned him down. May or may not have. Rich guy Silver. Thought it was a handout. I didn't want that. I saw my second chance after the All Valley tournament. Johnny feels bad and has him, continue to be in the dojo. He was an observer before, but it's like, all right, we're gonna work you the sensei thing, but we do this my way, my former irreparably damaged dog of war. Chris agrees. All right, sensei. Well, you got it. Of course, Daniel gets viral now because of the 3-on-1 on Robbie's phone. Daniel's like, no, Miyagi-Do ain't about that. I wasn't recruited by Miyagi. I came to him. Those who need us will find us. And straight out of nowhere, Dimitri's here to... Hey, I'm gonna... Is this the Miyagi-Do place? So Miyagi-Do, 3 students, Cobra Kai, 2 senseis. Miguel's like, man, are you sure about this? Johnny's like, it's cool. Got things under control. Kreese even lampshading a possible betrayal by mentioning on teaching the students this sudden back kick. The move is meant to look like you're backing down, retreating, and then out of nowhere, when their guard is down, you strike hard. Season 2, Episode 5, All In. Starts with a flashback to the quiet bullied Eli. His mom on the phone is all, he's getting teased for the lip thing at school. You'll make an announcement? No. Just leave his name out of it. It's infuriates Eli. He's like, you didn't fix a damn thing. I'm only ever gonna have Eli. You stop nothing. They're always gonna pick on me. Flash forward to Scree, the eagle on his back finally getting colored up. He's got a new tat with Moon's name on it. It's like, damn, you so badass. Really, the new Mark Barnes. He really is the new Mike Barnes, even with his own Snake and Dennis. And Daniel's got a huge work in progress with Dimitri. He's at least savvy enough to know, okay, the repetition, paint the fence, and all that. You're teaching me muscle memory, but still in his own way can't see the forest for the trees. He just complains about it anyway, just kind of like. And in my head, I'm hearing Miyagi's just, sure! Like, he knew when to show tough love to Daniel. I'm just like, how do you get a splinter sanding the floor? You got them little pad thingies. Maybe extended the hand too much or something like that, and got it on the finger. Kreese and Johnny spar for the class. The choke comes back from the second movie. but now it's a training exercise. It's like, all right, he's got me goozled. I go for his elbow, trying to break out. Oh, I got his elbow. I try to break out. Kreese digs the choking deeper. I go to elbow him in the ribs, leaving my chest exposed. Now I'm going to show you this third option. He trips himself by falling forward, taking Kreese with and breaking free of the choke. I took a little hit now, save myself from a bigger one. No matter what choice you take, no matter the consequences, go all in. Afterwards, Kreese tells Johnny to practice what you preach with son Robbie. A veiled callback to getting your house in order, Lawrence. Easy for him to say Robbie's house has been, eviction. Yeah, it ain't his house no more. Johnny's once again trying to contact Shannon, only to get answering machine. Still Cowboy Josin, huh? Tori pulls the alpha move by throwing ice from her little drink at Miguel sitting at a computer trying to whip up some huge apology to try to get back. It's like, oh my god, this is so desperate. While one of Hawk's henches pulls up, somebody once started our dojo. Dimitri gonna Dimitri. Now Hawk is fuming. Who, in the meanwhile, he flunks the show me say on the floor and just takes the kick. Ow. Even Daniel's like, you really want to be here? Why'd you come? In his defense, Dimitri freely admits, he's not on the level of a Miguel or a Sam or a Robbie, and behind his never-ending snark is at least, I was the odd man out to lose even the two friends I had in Miguel and Eli to Cobra Kai. I want to be able to defend myself, but myself isn't good enough. Sam and Robbie, Swayze King in the middle. Shannon's a huge fan. We all watch Dirty Dancing, whether you were crazy for Swayze or all okay for Jennifer Grey, admit it. Robbie and Sam at least included Dimitri to hang with them in the meantime. Takes off to the comic book part of the mall. Meanwhile, Tori continues to alpha over onto Miguel, still sitting by himself, realizing, while he's looking like, this whole thing's super reek of desperation, and girls don't want desperate. Act all distant and whatever. Especially enforcing this when he realizes said X is, that's Sam. Oh, Queen Bitch, okay. Don't do this desperate all lovey-dovey message you're computing together. You gotta act distant, make her come to you. And we'll have some fun in the meantime to help with that. Johnny looking around LaRusso Auto because he last heard Robbie worked there. He stopped by a moosh. No Cousin Louie, for those who thought he was the worst character, probably hiding out in Newark, New Jersey after the other LaRussos found out the stunt he pulled with Johnny's car, I imagine. But yeah, not getting answers immediately. Decides the Cobra Kai method of asking to work instead. Finds out Robbie is now living with the LaRussos. Time for Dimitri to run for his life as Hawk shows with friends. Tells him, take the Yelp review down or we're going to take you down. Dimitri's like, you would actually do that? You actually hurt me? One of the two heavies, even Dimitri pulls the Bebop and Rocksteady on him reference. His name's Chris. Yo man, we ain't gotta do this. We ain't gotta chase him. He's learned his lesson. Hawk's like, no, not good enough. Dimitri runs to find Sam and Robbie, who deploy the learned wheel technique to take down 5 total Cobra Kai students. Robbie drops Hawk and Sam leaving, hey, I saved your chicken for you, like you asked. Zero hope with the lack of karate, but points for standing up to Hawk until he realizes, this is about to be a 5-on-1, I'm gonna get mugged. Dimitri gonna Dimitri until he realizes, I'm way in over my head, and you'd actually do that, man? You thought we were... Yeah. Every misstep with Robbie, Johnny turns to Mr. Booze, and Carmen sees this in his state. He's like, hey. It's like, all right, come in here. We're going to sober you up. Daniel's glad Sam and Robbie are okay. Heard what happened at the mall. Kind of okay, you use it, you use it to defend Dimitri. And maybe a bit of a mixed reaction. It's like, yeah, you used it, but you did it in defense. That sort of thing. And learning the wheel technique. It's like, okay, my lessons worked. Dimitri feeling down because, all my training for nothing. Daniel just tells him, everybody learns at their own pace. We're going to go slow with the sand on the floor. And Moon finds out what Hawk did. She's pissed. Over a Yelp review? We're done. Just like, I got this tattoo for you, baby. I didn't ask you to do that. I went through this shit with Yasmin. I'm not dating a boy. I was like, just say it over. Right to the punching bag. Enter Cruz. It's like, oh, what happened? Hawk's all, lost a fight with Miyagi-Do. Cruz says, fight's over when you say it is. Into talking, Carmen kind of sees Johnny's side of things. It's like, oh, that guy that's been your enemy since high school sounds like a real jerk. But Carmen also cautions, this rivalry and this venom or whatever, these things don't end well. Her ex had a lot of enemies. I'm already seeing what it's doing to you. To end a rivalry, one's gotta be the bigger man and rise above it. Miguel's still trying to figure out what Sensei meant by going all in. Tori tells him, make a move. So yeah, it's a Miguel Toria thing now. Sam and Robbie almost kissed themselves, and Robbie's all, I got here, finally got something going good here. Dad took you in. You don't want to Hawking goons arrive in the night to finish the fight, quote unquote, and trash the whole dojo. Even going so far as to steal Miyagi's Medal of Honor. Holy shit. Spray paints the yellow car he chose back in the first movie. You thought Moon was pissed about Hawk's actions? Daniel is demanding answers. He's fighting back tears at this point. He's so pissed off. Johnny very defensively, I don't know what happened. Daniel's all, well, like you didn't slug one of my employees? You don't earn a Medal of Honor by stealing it. This guy right here may teach you how to fight, but he won't prepare you to win at life. Miyagi-Do can do that. Johnny decides, I'm gonna follow Carmen's advice. Not gonna strike first. Not gonna escalate this thing. Yeah, he really has no idea what happened. Chris had the problem earlier, sees all this go down, and he's just like, I ain't Miyagi-Do material. So when Daniel heads for the door, Chris and more than just Chris walk out and after Daniel. Clearly this hurts Johnny, but for Chris, I imagine this was a weeding out process. I piecemealed the first season to try and get a better understanding for when season 2 was free on YouTube. Binged all of it. Probably like the day of. And I found out, I was like, oh shit. Season 1 is all about new show, you find your footing, introduce your characters, old and new, reintroduce the old ones, get your pieces up on the board, build up this new world of Daniel and Johnny 30 plus years after the 84 All Valley. Season 2 is where things really come into view. Ripples in the water just affecting everyone and everything, and it's only just getting started. It's ripples now, but waves are coming up, and they're coming up quick. By season's end, a full-on hurricane's gonna come. Alright, but anyway, let's see. Best character? Robbie's really kind of mixed. He's doing a lot of good, all but LaRusso and no one's gonna miss the spoiled gamer kid, Anthony. But Robbie at first doing the trying to hurt Dad again, but later on, there's glimpses there. Okay, I knowing enough to not muck things up by getting too close to Sam. Nice to get that little payback for the cheap shot at the tournament by dropping Hawk at the mall. It was murky at the start again. But other than that, he does some real good. This was almost going to be Kreese until he gives Hawk the worst advice ever. Daniel, to a lesser extent, he takes the L at the Valley show, but he's out there going his own, realizing, okay, gotta go at my own pace, this is new for him too, the sensei thing. It's like, okay, I gotta do his own thing for 90%. Took a lot of control of things, trying to find balance. Like I said in the movies, he still does not half-ass a damn thing. There's never a middle ground with Daniel. When he shines, he radiates, and I see sparks of that, both positive and negative, in daughter Sam as well. Taking the lead, taking action, showing up at the party, but still being kind of accusatory of Tori. Tori not exactly giving her much to work with, bragging about the vodka and the silverware. So it's like, oh, of course it's the new girl Tori. Jumping to conclusions. But yeah, another instance of where LaRusso is the bully, but the perceived sins of the father shall be visited upon the daughter. Worst character. I can't say it's Dimitri, honestly. Like, super bad idea aside, is a little much at times, but I sympathize with the kid by the end of these episodes. Stood up where it counted in front of his former binary bro, Eli. It's gotta be Cruz, because somewhere deep down, I think we really would have liked to see what Johnny wanted to see Cruz fully turn and embrace this emphasis on more badassery, less dickery, less assholery. But that last episode showed he did this to hurt Daniel and Miyagi, taking that Medal of Honor, and said nothing. Johnny took the heat for all of it. Kreese and Hawk both there, not saying a word. Very, very inverse of Robbie. Robbie built up goodwill for 4 fifths of part 1 and of season 2. Kreese very much will he, won't he energy. We're all like, please let Johnny be right about someone. Even like Kreese can indeed change for the better, please. Oh no. Sensing Hawk's frustration on losing to Miyagi-Do empowers it, turns it into Cobra Venom. That was one conversation he had with the kid, but in the 5th episode. Tearing down simple, building it up against the opposite. I think power on for the best moment. Daniel finding out what Amanda said he'd find when he started the dojo. You don't have to be Mr. Miyagi. Be Mr. LaRusso. Do it your way. You got this. Behind every great man, am I right? She had flakes of rich bitchdom very early season, but she finds her voice and kicked ass with the dealership in her own right. Love that moment too. Season 1 kicked a lot of dirt in the LaRusso's faces, but it's like, okay, they're along for the ride. They're main characters too, and they're doing the dojo thing. So I'm like, all right, let's ease up a little bit, please. Daniel does come up winning more than losing here and finding his way, his bounce to succeed. And I'm glad for that. I'm glad it's not... we easily could have done this one-dimensionally. The LaRusso's the real enemy does it, but it's not the full spread season 1 gave us. It's like, you saved room, but it's like, we won't charge you as much for this one. It's gonna, at some point that kitchen may close. Well, not close, but... Just we over budgeted a little bit. It's like, okay, now they're along for the ride. They're gonna be, And Amanda being that better half had a hand in all of this. I'll even give her a best character nod. Like, it's not Robbie levels of building up, but I see you. I recognize you. Even through a shared knowledge of Game of Thrones convinces a dejected Dimitri to continue his training. Like Daniel tells him, what was it? Dimitri's like, you got. I'm not a Game of Thrones watcher. Was it Targaryen and Jon Snow in there, and I'm just Sam Tarly. And Daniel's like, even Sam Tarly dropped the White Walker. That show proves anybody can be the hero. Speaking of Dimitri, he gets my power off moment like, the fuck are you thinking? If Johnny and Miguel were both there to see that, they'd be like, no. They'd stop him right there. Like, no. Whatever you're thinking of doing, don't. Just leave while you still have... We never spoke. Don't come anywhere near this strip mall. Johnny'd be like, yeah, the pawn shop guy's a skinflint and a pizza son. Whew. Season 2 just halfway done. The dojo attack was a real tipping point. Now another 5 episodes of the real shitstorm's about to go down. Until next time, take care and bye!